Thailand is a paradise on earth. No wonder nearly 1 million British tourists visit each year.
Okay, give me money!
But amongst the exotic entertainment and excitement, danger lurks.
Hey, don't see him.
Last year, 288 British tourists were killed and 92 ended up in prison.
Batch him about, whack him along here.
To combat Thailand's reputation as a dangerous holiday destination, 500 tourist police volunteers have been drafted in from around the world.
We have problems with foreigners that will get themselves involved in some sort of altercation.
And we have exclusive access to this unique law enforcement unit as they take on drunks,
You see this ad?
drug users,
That's one drug called Yaba.
victims of violence,
I got beaten that butcher.
sex tourists,
I think
and help travellers who are in big trouble.
Do not resist us.
Coming up, a crime wave sweeps Koh Phangan's full moon beach party with dozens of tourists robbed of their belongings.
We got ripped off. Big time.
This is the 5th one I've had tonight.
We meet Brit prisoner Steve serving time for drugs crimes in Thailand's toughest jail.
Don't break the law here. Simple as that. When you do, this is what happens. It's not good.
And a British couple get on the wrong side of a bar owner when they get caught in the act, filming a strip show.
Inevitably, if you walk into a go-go bar, I might have accidentally got some shots of some girls with their knickers on.
Are you ready?
One of the major and most obvious attractions of Pattaya's infamous walking street is its colourful sex industry.
You can find anything you want here. I mean, I made anything.
Can you feel the one? What you want? Can you feel the one? Can you feel it?
The go-go bars and brothels mix seamlessly with the district's discos and restaurants.
If you were to write down on a piece of paper what blokes want, it is hedonism. Yeah.
But whilst they can be palaces of pleasure for many, they can also be places of real danger, especially if you don't obey the house rules. One of which is that photography or filming of girls is strictly forbidden.
There's always going to be rules like you shouldn't film in there, and you know why you shouldn't film in there. But we weren't going in there to film girls with their knickers off.
A British couple broke this rule.
Suddenly someone rumbled that we had a hidden camera, and they've now confiscated my camera and the tape, and I'm really off.
And found themselves on the wrong side of the bar owner, resulting in their video camera being confiscated.
No camera, man. No camera. Take that shit away, man. No, seriously.
And them being threatened.
They grabbed Ollie's arm, about 3 or 4 of them.
And they said that if you don't give us the tape and the camera, we'll take you to the police. And that's you in a lot of trouble at 24 hours at the police cell.
They tracked down tourist police assistant Howard to make a complaint. He asks them what they were doing filming in the bar.
We're making a documentary off our own back, trying to find a friend of ours.
They claim they are searching for an acquaintance who was alleged to have worked there, and were looking to record documentary evidence of this.
And we knew we couldn't film inside, so we were very naughty, and we used a little hidden camera to try and film. Someone realised we were filming, and they ripped it out of my bag. They escorted me outside quite forcibly, and they explained to me that I had a choice. Either they handed over all my equipment, or they would take me to the police, where I'd spend a night in the cells and probably get beaten up.
That's an interesting accusation.
Yeah. The thing is, the thing that annoys me most is not missing the camera, it's having someone threaten me with being beaten up.
Howard explains to them that regardless of why they were filming, there remain very strict rules regarding photography in bars.
The problem is here in Pattaya, any bar has got these signs: no photo, no, things like that. No guns, no drugs. And they get very, very angry. But what I'll do, I'll go to the bar now. I know him anyway, and I'll have maybe a quiet word with him.
He's your mate, isn't he?
No, he's not my mate. I know of him. They have got their reasons why they actually filmed. because they're actually searching for a woman who was ex-wife of a friend of theirs.
She's a girl called... she was married to died about 3 months ago, and we're trying to find her. We've got some things for her, we've got some money for her, and we want to speak to her about what's happened. That's our documentary, trying to find her.
Okay, so obviously I'm assuming their story is correct, but I will go there and I'll ask for their side of the story, and then we'll see if we can come to some sort of agreement, possibly get the camera back or whatever.
Having listened to their claims, Howard approaches the bar owner.
Mr. Lee. Thank you.
He dismisses their story and is adamant the couple were making an expose of the Thai sex industry, not looking for a friend.
Basically what it is, they reckon they're searching for a girl called...
They're reporters. They're making a documentary on Thailand homo scenes.
Howard returns to tell the couple what the bar owner said.
Who are you working for somebody?
I'm an independent.
With the British couple and the bar owner's story differing, Howard has to examine the video material to see who was telling the truth about what exactly was being filmed.
I'm just going to check the tape first, see what sort of footage they're taking. Obviously, if it's footage that's, taking footage of girls or then obviously we might have to change the way we're dealing with the case, but I'll just go and find out first.
Well, inevitably, if you walk into a go-go bar, I might have accidentally got some shots of some girls with their knickers on.
It's part of a story, and when you make documentaries, you make whole stories.
Howard attempts to mediate, but falls on the side of the bar owner once he has seen the type of material they were filming, which was very sexually orientated.
They're not going to give you back the tape. They're not going to give it back because it's full of footage that could compromise their bar, you see.
They protest their innocence.
Well, obviously, I'm hearing your story, I'm hearing his story.
Basically, yeah, did shoot the girls because we wanted to show where she worked.
Wanting to resolve the matter, Howard returns to the bar owner in a bid to at least get the couple's video equipment returned.
At the minute, it doesn't look like they're going to get anything. How does that make me feel? Quite annoyed.
After discussing the matter with him, he gets a result.
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, you can come back here and get your camera back. You won't get your tape back. And then if you have another problem with that, though, you come and see me, and then I will personally take you to the police station.
Howard explains they had a lucky escape. If they were caught doing the same thing in another establishment, they could well have found themselves the victims of serious violence.
My stern warning to you is please do not take any more undercover pictures in any bars, because they've actually been quite nice about it. I've dealt with cases where people have been physically assaulted because they've been taking pictures. Yeah, you're lucky you weren't touched, to be honest with you.
Even though the couple are going to get their equipment back, they are not entirely satisfied with the outcome.
Why don't they want it filmed? It's like this place is advertised internationally as a kind of sex tourist haven, and yet somehow it's not okay to show that.
Howard, on the other hand, is happy with how he resolved the tricky situation and knows that the couple were lucky to get away without any harm.
There are pictures up in every bar. Do not take a photo. People sometimes decide to ignore that, and they were actually very lucky not to have a major problem over that. Because I know people that have been assaulted by the bar owners, the managers or staff because they were filming. Luckily the owner of this particular bar is a decent guy, and I know he wouldn't do that. So luckily they're unscathed, but they'll get the camera back as well. So it's a result for us.
Coming up, at the full moon party, as the alcohol kicks in, the big trouble begins.
But it's scary, there's so much funny stuff going on, You've got a mass of people all young, all drunk.
A series of bar bill disputes breaks out in Pattaya as punter after punter tries to run away without paying their tabs.
I have not been in any fucking bar.
Okay, come with me, sir.
And we get the lowdown on Thailand's anything-goes sex districts from those who know.
Pattaya is the Disneyland for adults. But the only difference is that the rides are better in Pattaya.
In southern Thailand, holidaymakers are making the monthly pilgrimage to Koh Phangan's legendary full moon beach party.
We are going to full moon party.
Looking forward to the full moon. It's kind of like iconic throughout the backpacker world, I guess. So everyone likes a party, so it should be a good day.
As thousands of revellers arrive, the police are gearing up for what's certain to be a busy night. And they're going to be on the lookout for troublemakers.
It's definitely going to be a great night tonight.
The Full Moon Beach Party is the biggest beach party in the world.
Full Moon Party 2009! Woo!
With so many people tanked up, there's bound to be trouble. And anyone travelling to the island comes prepared for just that.
You heard all sorts of stories, like you get stabbed and you get stuff nicked.
Fucking men,
Things get spiked.
Amongst all that, you're told you've got to go there, so that's why we're here.
Tonight, tourist police volunteers Linda and Louise are policing the beach, looking to keep tourists out of trouble and trying to help those already in it.
It's been quiet so far tonight. Who knows, you've got a mass of people all year and all drunk. But it's scary, there's so much funny stuff going on, you know?
Within moments of the party getting started, so do the problems. It's mostly minor incidents to begin with, usually drink-related injuries. Cuts, heat stroke, broken limbs, and the occasional septic toe. And sometimes people even suffer from severe burns after trying their hand at the Thai art of fire poi. The party's really hotting up for this exhibitionist. His showing off leads to nasty burns on his chest and back.
Fire roll. It's like going on the beach with no sunset cream on.
But a quick fix at the on-site hospital and a bucket of booze sent him straight back to the heart of the action. As the night goes on, it's not long before drunken hijinks signal the start of a crime spree. This girl has had her bag and possessions stolen, meaning she is stranded on the island without any money or her passport.
Oh, she's very, very upset. Somebody apparently snatched her bag. She lost her hotel room key, all of her money, her credit cards, so she's got nothing. And there's really not a lot we can do at this situation. This is the 5th one I've had tonight, you know, where what do you want me to do? You know, you can see it's chaos.
Louise feels helpless to assist these girls, knowing the problem is much bigger than the police can handle. It's virtually impossible for the cops to track or trace thieves amongst such an enormous crowd of drunks in the dark. Which is why people are tempted into thinking they can break the law in other ways, like doing drugs, thinking they can get away with it.
There's no police here, sure. Do what you want.
What they don't realise is that there's a special drug squad patrolling the beach looking to catch users and dealers in the act. As this young British lad found out. He was caught smoking a cannabis joint on the beach. The police have arrested him and brought him down to the station. He's about to be banged up for the night with a cage of other partygoers arrested for their own misdemeanours. For him, the party's well and truly over. But outside, it's still raging, with no signs of stopping till dawn. Many of the tourists who come to Thailand don't come for the sunshine or sea.
There is an industry here which is basically a sex industry.
They come to enjoy the neon-bathed nightlife offered up by the country's major cities and, more importantly, the girls who make it so colourful.
There's women, bars, women, more bars, and more women, and more bars, and sex.
Okay. I'll come here, like, and wow.
Many of these pleasure seekers are divorcees or retired men. Some are looking for one final fling. Others for a pretty young girlfriend for the night, or even a Thai bride. And whatever they're looking for, they can be certain to find it in Thailand.
You've got the bars, the girly bars, the boy bars, everything really.
And they don't have to look very far, because nearly every bar is crammed with girls looking to offer customers the time of their lives.
Pattaya is the Disneyland for adults, but the only difference is that the rides are better in Pattaya.
Single men, single women, even couples come here purely for the sex industry.
But where money and sex are involved, things can easily boil over, and those looking for a good time can easily find themselves at the centre of a bad situation. Misunderstandings frequently break out between holidaymakers, bar owners, and the girls who work for them. And at the centre of nearly all of these bus-stops is drunken behaviour and arguments over money, as we're about to find out. Over on Pattaya's walking street, tourist police assistant Howard is out on his nightly patrol and hoping to keep the peace.
Well, it's the weekend now, so unpredictable night really. There's quite a lot of people about tonight. Yeah, anything can happen tonight, so we'll just keep our heads up, keep alert, see what happens really.
But the peace is shattered early on in his shift when he gets radioed to attend his first problem of the night.
It's been called out by the local City Hall security guys. They said there's some problem with a foreigner. I don't know anything more than that, so we'll go and see what's going on. Hello, what's up?
Hot girls bar?
Sorry?
Hot girls,
hot girls, yeah.
And then I will pay 300 baht.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Then this is...
He finds a couple of disgruntled punters claiming they were swindled at a strip show.
I'm not interested. I'm not seen show.
Yes.
Then I want my money returned.
Okay, we'll go and have a look. Yeah, basically what it is, they've paid 300 baht,
and he was,
which is the equivalent of about £6 to go into a bar to see a sexy show. And basically the sexy show has never materialised. So he'd like us to go and speak with the guys at the bar. I happen to know them there, so I'll have a word and see if we can see what's going on basically. So let's go and have a look.
Howard takes the men back to the strip bar, where he meets the owner and attempts to resolve the dispute.
You want to go back up there? They're going to have a show. They're going to have a show soon. Do you want to go back up there or not?
No, I don't like it. I don't like this show.
Oh.
But with the punters and the owner brought face to face, Howard discovers that the tourists were not ripped off. They just didn't like what they saw at the show.
Sir, if you pay 300 baht to go in already, if you go there and you say you don't like it, you can't get a refund after that. You understand? They claim that they went to see a show, a sex show, in the bar. They paid 300 baht, which is the equivalent of about £6 or £7, to go and see the show. They weren't impressed by the show, so they wanted a discount. We were called there, a bit of a bizarre incident really. We were called there, the bar were quite amazed that we were even called there as well, but they were in a good mood, so they gave half the money back to the Indian guys. It's all cleared up nicely, everyone's happy, so they're happy, we're happy. Bye-bye. Handshakes at the end, everyone's happy, lovely. Perfect result.
But disputes on walking streets are often not resolved so amicably.
The majority of people that come to Thailand come to Pattaya and have a great time, and then they'll go home with a smile on their face. Other people, the place can suck them in.
Often visitors can get seriously drunk and run out of money. This can lead to them trying to do a runner from the bar without paying their bills.
What bill? What do you mean, what bill? Show me the bill. No. What bar?
This man has found himself the centre of some unwanted attention from the tourist police for committing such an offence.
I have not been in this bar.
He's allegedly racked up a big bar tab and left without paying.
I have not been in any fucking bar.
Come with me, sir.
Okay, I'm with you. I am with you.
He's escorted back to the establishment he allegedly fled from.
Yeah, okay.
En route, he runs into his Thai wife. The tourist cop hands the drinks bill to her. In this instance, the matter is resolved on the street. The woman pays the bill, and he doesn't get barred from any of his favourite haunts. Further down Walking Street, Howard is called to another similar dispute.
Yep, we're going to go there now.
A tourist is alleged to owe a bar owner 140 baht for drinks. That's about £3. The amount owed may sound paltry, but it's creating a tense situation that could flare up without some intervention from the police.
How much did you give us? Oh, okay. How much was the bill? Was this a bill?
The tourist claims he gave the woman a note worth £25 to settle the £3 tab. The bar hostess is adamant he only gave her money to the value of 50 pence. Howard questions the woman sat next to the tourist to see if she knows anything.
She said that you gave her 20 baht as well.
It turns out she is his girlfriend, and surprisingly, she comes down on the side of the hostess.
Does she work in this bar? No! She doesn't? That's your girlfriend? Your girlfriend's saying that you gave her 20 baht, not
Howard attempts to reason with the man, but he is drunk and agitated, and initially does not want to listen.
Tell me, help me. Help me out.
I'm on holiday. I don't need this, okay?
Okay.
Look me here tonight.
It's in the one that's
1,000 baht.
Okay.
About half an hour ago. And she said, I'll give it.
The problem is your girlfriend just confirmed that you gave her 20 baht.
I know.
So what am I going to do?
How much?
Well, it's only 140 baht.
How much do you got?
I'll pay the bill, 140 baht. That's all. That's all. You've got to understand from my point of view, I'm not saying anything.
I know.
I'm trying to bring you to a nice comfortable place. You know? That's the best. Oh, steady boy.
Howard is a seasoned pro when it comes to these kinds of disputes, and he resolves the matter on the spot. The man pays the bill, and both the customer and the bar owner appear to be satisfied. Coming up. At the full moon party, the drunken, riotous behaviour of the revellers leads to the hospital tent being overwhelmed.
We're looking after people who have their drinks spiked with different drugs, possibly Rrofit.
And Brit drug dealer Steve gives a lowdown on life inside Thailand's toughest jail.
There's a lot of people that, I don't know how you'd say this, but I would say lose their minds.
Over on Koh Phangan, at the full moon beach party, the night is hitting its heights, with everyone getting high on the atmosphere. It's been fairly event-free so far, but tourist police volunteer Louise knows all that can change in a moment.
Very busy day.
As the night goes on, alcohol is the main cause of all troubles that erupt.
Thank you!
It makes the partygoers impossible to control, and there are all sorts of headaches awaiting the emergency services on site, who have set up shop to deal with the flood of casualties.
There's a hospital there. Like, I reckon you can come and like talk to me then in a bit. Like, just right there, yeah.
Just down the beach at the hospital tent is Brit medical worker Evelyn. It's not even midnight, and she and her staff are already overwhelmed by drunk and drug-dazed partygoers. She is currently giving some TLC to a man who is paralytically drunk and in danger of choking on his own vomit.
One of his friends brought him here, sat him on the chair and said, look after him, and he collapsed. He's very drunk, he smells of alcohol, maybe he's taken something else, but he's very, very drunk.
What was he?
He collapsed. He got very drunk and he collapsed.
Evelyn fights to keep him in the recovery position.
You just need to lie still until you're feeling a little bit better.
A full moon party veteran, this British nurse has seen it all.
We're looking after people who have their drinks spiked with different drugs,
possibly Rohypnol. All of us have had formidable and things like that. But it's just one of them things, but it's what we're here for. We're here to look after the people who come to enjoy themselves and cool down there.
But the spiked drinks can lead to dangerous situations.
Some people tend to think that their drinks have been spiked, maybe. If it's a woman and it's a guy that's done it, maybe he wants to take her back and have his way and then she won't remember anything. It's very handy. I mean, when you see the half-naked women that are flaunting themselves around in bikinis, I don't want to say they're asking for it, but in a way, it's getting, men, adrenaline, alcohol, they're seeing this, the adrenaline's flying. So yeah, there's usually some sort of incident.
It doesn't take long for a call to come in reporting a potentially serious accident. Linda has been called to a hotel on the beachfront where a young woman has fallen from a balcony. She and the medical team race to the scene. They arrive to find the girl in shock and deeply distressed. The medics check her over for any sign of a head injury and any broken bones. Linda puts a call in for the ambulance.
We need the ambulance to come to. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, they're coming.
Within minutes, the ambulance arrives and the girl is taken to the hospital. The night may have ended badly for her, but most revellers have escaped unscathed, and the party continues until dawn.
Here we are, Thailand. The morning sunrise. This is where you want to be right now.
With the clean-up on the beach from the night before complete, Louise arrives for the start of her shift. Whilst last night's party may have had its problems, they don't compare to some of the things that have happened on previous parties. One crime in particular sticks out in Louise's mind.
Apparently she was in her bungalow and her friend had brought her home because she was tired, and so she'd walked her home, which was the right thing to do, put her in a room, and then she'd gone onto the beach to talk to her friends. But this girl hadn't locked the door. And then along comes this guy who's checking all the doors because he's robbing people, and unfortunately he's seen a gorgeous lady laying there and just taken advantage. So she wakes up to a knife at her throat and a man on top of her. And he was apparently speaking English to her, and not very nice things. He was over and done with in a matter of minutes, and then he stole her phone, her camera, he did a quick, and then off he went.
This was a deeply traumatic experience for the girl. But like so many other tourists who get into trouble in Thailand, she decided not to take the matter any further, just wanting to get home as quickly as possible.
Just tragic. She didn't want to take it any further, and then there's nothing we can do about it.
Louise hopes that this story will act as a cautionary tale to future full moon partygoers. Bang Huan Central Prison is situated 7 miles north of Bangkok. Nicknamed the Big Tiger by the Thais, this is one jailhouse with a ferocious bite. Its reputation as being the toughest prison in Thailand is deserved. Specialising in handling death row prisoners and lifers, inmates are subjected to a hardcore regime. All prisoners are made to wear leg irons for the first 3 months, and those on death row have them permanently welded to their legs, only to be removed upon death. Day-to-day life sees many inmates fighting malnutrition and disease. Each prisoner is given a basic allowance to spend on food and provisions. But this is barely enough to keep them fed and alive. Any extras such as soap and tea have to be paid for, making them a luxury few can afford.
Don't break the law here. Simple as that. When you do, this is what happens. It's not good.
Steve is a convicted drug dealer, banged up in Bang Huan.
I was arrested for possession of ecstasy, possession for sale of ecstasy. I had 24 grams, less than 1 ounce of a class 1 drug. That probably would have got me a year at home. Maybe I would have served 6 months. It doesn't make sense to me that you should spend so long for such a small crime.
Originally from East London, he came to Thailand looking to make a name for himself on the international drug smuggling circuit. But like so many before him, his best laid plans were foiled by the well-oiled machine that is Thailand's anti-narcotic squad.
Thailand is one of the hardest countries I've ever come across on drugs. Could put you behind bars for anything up to 99 years. They actually don't get the death sentence anymore, but they may as well.
Steve got 20 years for selling drugs, but never saw his arrest coming.
It was a surprise. I was arrested in the street. The police were waiting for me behind parked cars. They just basically jumped on me.
The Thai police gather evidence for sure. If you've been under surveillance for a number of time, they can enter your premises without a problem.
Like most criminals who get nicked, Steve feels he was stitched up by local grass.
I was arrested through an informer, a Thai informer. As far as I was concerned, the whole thing was a set-up to relieve me of my possessions and my money.
And he's a lag with a gripe. Once he found himself in the Thai judicial system, he feels his predicament went from bad to worse.
The justice system here stinks, basically. I had several months to sit and think about it and decided that the best way to help myself would be to plead guilty. Basically on the principle that I'd get a lower sentence because I had no way of winning the trial.
He thought pleading guilty would lessen his sentence. Instead, they threw the book at him. He's going to be a very old man before he gets out. That's if he doesn't die on the inside first.
The people who are here for a long time, if not a greater part of their lives. When you're in here, it's just day after day after month after year after year. The sentences are huge. It's not enough to say that warning drug traffickers can be executed. It's not enough because people automatically think that's the big guys, the guys with 10 or 20 kilos of heroin and things like that. It's not, it's all of us. It's all of us who dabble in a little bit of fun at the weekends.
Steve's become a statistic of the Thai prison system, shunted from jail to jail.
I started off in Bumbat, which is a part of Trong Prem prison. It was a dreadful place, really dreadful. The crowding was absolutely terrible. There was 60 or 70 people in one cell. We were all chained, and there was absolutely nothing to do. For the entire time I was there, which was 27 months, I never had a hot meal. Or a hot shower, come to think of it.
After his sentencing, he was transferred to Bang Huan, where he has been for the past 4 years.
It's one of the smaller cells. It's about 23 foot long by 18 feet wide, with a toilet in the corner, a hole. There's a lot of sickness and it can spread quickly in places like this because we're so packed in. There's a lot of people that, I don't know how you'd say this, but I would say lose their minds. There's a lot of people in trouble up here. But what can you do? We're in prison, man, you know?
Steve tries to remain upbeat and is making a plea for clemency from the King of Thailand in the hope he can get his sentence reduced.
Without hope, what's the point? Everybody's got hope. You've got hope. I've got hope, you know? Yours are different to mine. Mine is I just want to go home. Now you finish your job here, yours is probably the same.
Coming up, we ride out with Pattaya's elite SWAT team as they go in hot pursuit of a wanted man.
Smashed through 3 roadblocks. We had to shoot at it to get it off the road.
The Pattaya Police SWAT team were formed in 2008. They were put together by the city's police authority and a private financial backer as a spearhead in the fight against crime. This squad of heavily armed, highly trained officers take head-on the crimes too tough for the regular street cops to tackle. The SWAT team's brief is to wipe out troublemakers at source and bring criminals to justice. And we're about to get a rare glimpse of this elite squad of cops in action. Tonight, the team are out on patrol. The evening begins with a routine stop and search of vehicles, looking for illegal weapons and drugs. Sweeps such as this send out a signal to lawbreakers that Pattaya is determined to present a zero-tolerance approach to hardcore crime. The stop and search is broken off when the call comes in that a stolen car is racing along the city roads, creating a hazard to other motorists. With the SWAT team briefed, they go in hot pursuit of the stolen vehicle. They get a visual fix on the stolen vehicle and sound their sirens in a bid to get the man to slow down and pull over. But he refuses to do so the SWAT officer draws his pistol and fires some warning shots. But still, the car thief refuses to stop and instead accelerates away from the police even faster. Now determinedly resisting arrest, the SWAT officer decides the only course of action is to force the man off the road. He fires his pistol at the car wheels. The driver loses control as the rear tyre explodes, sending the car careering off the road and straight into a wall. More shots are fired as the SWAT team approach to stop the man fleeing the accident scene. They race in and surround the car and drag the man to the floor. Just when he thinks his situation can't get any worse, the police find a gun on him for the car theft, resisting arrest, and carrying an illegal weapon. He could be looking at a lifetime in jail. Efforts to question him on the scene get no information, so he's cuffed and warned he's being taken into police custody. The SWAT team search his vehicle for more weapons or drugs. One of the officers on the scene gives a breakdown of what exactly happened.
Sean crashed into somebody into Tepasit and then raced and smashed through 3 roadblocks and come around the side streets out the back here. So as it was coming down the side roads, we had to shoot at it to get it off the road.
The car is a write-off, and so is the wall of the house he crashed into. No more than a pile of rubble. Realising he could be about to be banged up for a very long time, the car thief breaks down crying and begs for mercy. A large crowd gathers at the scene to look at the carnage. And it's not long before an angry bystander comes forward to give the man a piece of his mind by way of a hard kicking. Fearing more violence could break out amongst the crowd, the man is dragged away into the grass verge for his own safety. The search of the car continues. But with nothing else found, the man is taken to the police station. And his smashed car is taken to the pound. With the carnage on the road cleared up, the SWAT team move off into the night, looking to continue keeping the peace on Pattaya streets.